Oh, it's actually going to be so distracting. Okay, let me just
Get used to it.
Actually, yeah, you guys do, like I'm Darren. IDF. This is the War for a Dream of Electric Sheep. You guys introduce while I take painkillers.
I'm Amy. I play Isadora.
I'm Neil and I play Evil's May, also known as Esme.
I'm Laura and I play Coda. I was just gonna say Happy Rosh Hashanah to everyone.
Oh yeah, that's New Year, right?
Yeah,
It's what
Cool.
what now?
it's Jewish New Year.
Oh, neat, cool.
Are you guys doing anything?
Tomorrow, not today, sadly.
Oh, I thought these were sweets. God damn it.
I have sweets. I am prepared.
No, I was tapped on the shoulder and I handed what I thought were munchies, the little square sweets,
Yeah.
but they're like saviors from my bathroom.
Aw.
Munchies are so good.
I have crispy M&Ms.
I've got white chocolate.
Ooh.
I mean, if we're bragging, I've got a Kit Kat.
Call.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
always good.
I have Lemsip. Yeah. Ooh.
I mean, it can sometimes be good.
I'm super pretty
What
good.
are these weird symbols on the... Is this a drawing? Is this a sideways
It says
drawing?
Esme.
What's happening?
I
Yeah,
don't...
what map is this?
I can't read this.
Oh, this is fucking Neil's little like homebrew alphabet.
I was literally sitting in there.
Is this Baby Thief's Camp?
Oh, it could be. No, I was literally just sitting in work and I was like, I hate this. So I just started drawing lines and stuff. I was like, oh my god, you could just like do this in lots of different ways and you could just be like, that's an alphabet. And I did.
Have you made your own language? You were so bored at work you made a language.
Pretty much. A written language anyway.
Right, guys. When we last left our heroes, you guys had bet red. Remember?
Yes.
In the surrounded by many head exploded corpses, we interacted with monkey question mark a little bit, and red implied that she was quote unquote playing. And essentially, like, I know you guys are on the other map, but it's a case of like the door that was gestured to be like, do you go to the next zone? That kind of thing. But like, I know you guys are still in the red room.
Red room!
Yeah, I mean, if Red is like... Because Red was kind of eager to get on, right? 'Cause she wants to find Monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if she's going forward, I'll just follow her.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I have to admit, for the longest time, I got a very wrong impression of their relationship. I thought they were way closer, like, age-wise.
Yeah, I thought they were in lesbians together.
Yeah, so did I.
No,
Yeah,
red is like, I don't know, like.
She's more like a mother.
Yeah, and Monkey's more like adolescent, like maybe 16, 17 at the oldest, that kind of thing.
That's good.
Well, now we know. Now we have to discipline the child.
Esme,
Oh,
Out of character, I feel like disciplining the child is a terrible mistake, because she can literally explode your brain.
I meant it facetiously. Red can do the dirty work.
I reiterate, Esme cocks her gun. I'm ready to kick this kid's ass.
But yeah, she essentially gestures to like the giant like door, and it's kind of like, are you guys ready to go forward? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, fair. Right, yeah. So yeah, you guys press forward. You push. Oh wait, hello, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
Hi. No?
He's dead. He's gone.
He's already dead. Hello!
There he is. Ian, you're back.
Yeah, my Discord just did not like the latest update that happened to Discord.
That's fair. Mine did that with the last one. Like, no matter how many times I launch it, it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, it sucks.
But yeah, Ian, basically, people are like, essentially going to the next zone. Red pushing open the giant doors.
Yes, cool.
Cool. All right, guys. Yeah, in the top left-hand corner again, the map program I had was glitching out today. It wouldn't let me do anything bar use floor panels. So yeah, it's trying to get it to save. Oh boy, that was like 20 minutes of that. But yeah, before you was a very long hallway. Torch sconces line the walls. There's kind of like a kind of a stale smell, almost like the air isn't fresh in here.
This is our show floor level, so there isn't a lot of furniture.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like the map hasn't loaded correctly. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It's just like, bandwidth down here. But yeah, at the very end of the hallway is a large door depicting kind of snake things, the snake warriors that you've seen previously. The hallway, for the most part, seems to only contain torches and is, kind of like a couple of feet in length.
And I use investigation to check for any traps on the way down the hallway?
Yeah. Also, just general disclaimer: I have a cold, so if I'm like, that's why. That's okay. Yeah, Esme, you spy a few tripwires, and again, it's a case video game style. After you kind of point them out, they glow red, and people kind of step over them. They're for blades to come out of the wall, slice from left to right, that kind of thing.
Everybody, watch out! Don't trip. It's a trip wire. You get it? Trip wire, tripping on wire, a lot. Okay, where is this monkey?
There be no monkeys in this room. The door, as you get closer to it, kind of is giving off a faint, not frost, kind of smoky fog thing, coming through the crack in the center.
Kind of like dry ice.
That's it. Yeah, kind of it's not necessarily frost, but it's not smoky. There's just kind of some sort of smoky essence.
I'm going to cast Aria of Suspense, so we can't be surprised, and if we trigger any traps, we'll have advantage on the saving throws.
Ooh,
nice.
I like that one.
That's part of the Maestro thing, right?
Yeah.
It's so good.
I can't remember. Amy, does that if you essentially use that to say dodge a trap, does it consume it, or is it just an actual thing for duration?
It lasts for 10 minutes, I think.
Okay, no, that's cool. I just wanted to know, that's all. It's sounds like kind of pass without a trace style. Jesus. Jeez. Yes, the door before you. Yeah, you wish to go through. Who's opening the door?
Is it is there a lock, or is it just pure strength pushy times?
Well, it looks big and bulky, so you hazard a guess that you might need a bit of upper body strength to push it out open.
I'll give it a shot.
Go, Captain Respite.
Respite.
Sorry, my sheet wasn't opening.
Oh boy. Ugh. Ian's tired and Risbit is tired.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's rubbing off.
Risbit, giving it your all, and it's just kind of not going to, and red kind of joins in with you. You guys, it takes a little bit, it's not as smooth as you'd like, but as you push it open, you successfully do so. As you push it open, the smoky, not frost, kind of dissipates, falls. Can I have a wisdom save from everybody, please?
No.
If it's part of a trap, people will have advantage.
And you got
no, it's not a trap. It's more just
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Is that including my +2, guys?
Oh, I didn't know it was a +2.
No, but I'm assuming a 6 doesn't do it.
Yeah, I'm assuming 8 isn't going to help us on this one either.
Okay, guys. So, no, you guys are correct. So, Coda and Risbit and Red, she rolled well. As you push this door open, the frost dissipates, as I said. But your ear starts to ring out, you've kind of had this sensation before. Those of you who fail take 3 psychic damage, and given Risbit, your nose bleeds. Isadora, your head hurts a lot. I'm not sure if Warforged get nosebleeds. I'm not sure. I never thought about it. Yeah, it's that really heavy-handed imagery from Automata, where it's the robot dies, but the oil just happens to leak where its eyes are, so it's so heavy. Yes, Is he your?
I was programmed to cry real tears.
Yeah. Why was I programmed to feel pain? But yeah, before you is a shop. It looks like a shop. The interior of a shop. It's a case of like kind of like not like as you push open and see it, like you hear the ringing in your ear, that kind of like shell shock ringing in your nose, Risbit bleeds. But you see a woman, like it seems to be like a pottery shop, maybe. Like she is making them. There's a small girl behind her, kind of doing her thing, just playing. It's not Carlotta.
Are these snake people?
No, they are human. On the right here, you can see what looks like the out. Oh, that's not pinging. That's reveal area. Here, you see a door that leads outside in the sense that it's like, oh look, it's a street. You hear people running up and down. You see a bright flash, and you hear like the woman and child scream. Like the bright flash kind of like engulfs the room. You guys causing you to kind of like cover your eyes, that sort of thing. The room is kind of turned upside down as a result. The woman is gone. There's quite literally like a burn mark on the ground kind of thing, and like a plume of smoke. The young girl seems to have like started screaming and is indeed kind of a bluer shade than she was beforehand. And after a while, like the girl kind of just like disappears in the sense that like she just isn't there, but the shop is still there. But like Red is kind of like, well, I know Red has her helmet on, but she's like, oh, this is where it started. This is where we found Monkey.
Okay.
In the Snake Temple, or
Okay. Look, I know you have your big get out of Dodge quest, and I know, believe me, I know some stuff you just kind of have to keep to yourself, but is us not knowing what Monkey's deal is going to put us in danger? Because if it is, I think we deserve to know. What the fuck is all this?
Yeah, no, she like, as you're saying this, she nods. She kind of approaches like the middle, I guess, desk, or not desk, sorry, the countertop, and pulls a piece of parchment out, and it's like, oh yeah, the Urian Herald, that kind of thing. And she's like, oh, this is where we found Monkey. Like, she's kind of gestures essentially around to be like, this is where we found her. There was an event, and when she says event, like you guys hear that ringing in your ears again.
It has a capital E.
Yeah, kind of thing. Like it's kind of like there was a thing, and yeah, it's kind of hazy for me too. It's kind of a fail safe. No, not fail safe. It's more a case of like it comes with the territory. But yeah, it appears when this event happened in the city, several individuals that we know of at least were altered and changed to the point where they probably would have been particularly talented arcane, like wizards, mages, whatever word you want to use, but they definitely would have specialized in like telepathy, detect thoughts, that kind of thing, telekinesis. They would have been particularly good, but this seems to have essentially like sped that process up to the point where they're like absurdly powerful. And yeah, we were brought into. She kind of like rotate, like rolls her head and kind of like is clearly choosing her words correctly, that sort of thing. She's like, and we were told to round them up essentially, and the idea was to domesticate them to the point where we could use them. Because have any of you ever had your mind read by a mage?
yes?
Yeah, she's like, the way. Okay, yeah, but it's a case of like when the second it's like she's essentially listening for like a yes if there is a possible yes. Second anime does it like even if it's like I have not. She's just like, yeah, that's cute, honey. Taps on head kind of thing. She's like, yeah, the way like when they're in your head, like you can feel them in your head, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, monkeys. Yeah, like they're poking and prodding. Like, yeah, monkey can like essentially, unless you are clearly aware of what's happening, like she's diving essentially, and are a particularly powerful individual like on that field as well. Yeah, monkey can essentially like just walk into people's heads, like literally without them knowing. Sometimes. Oh yeah.
And I just starts thinking really loud. It's like, hey, monkey, I trained with someone once. Fight me!
She's like, yeah, what caused them, we don't know, but
Wait,
yeah.
we. You keep saying we. Who's we?
She gestures to her, like, essentially her gear, and she's like, well, I'm what they call a keeper. Well, I was a keeper. We kept them, as you can imagine. Our job was to essentially, like, we were assigned, after a while, like, some of us were assigned a specific candidate to, like, essentially watch over. And you can kind of already guess what tower these kids, most of them were kept in. She's like, don't worry, there was no clockwork shitheads where I work. And yeah, our job was to make sure contain them and train them. Well, we weren't in charge of training; we were essentially just make sure they didn't explode. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Kind of keep them in check while the others, like the more what's the word, desk jockey-esque individuals, trained them and like honed their abilities. But it started off promising. Again, I kind of believed in it. The idea was that two-man squads. Why pay like City Watch detectives? Waste your time interviewing 50 different people who are either going to tell you a lie or send you in a different way because they know Jim's cousin who owed them a favor, so they got to lie this one time. The idea being that we could just walk in, the asset could probe the room, and we'd know what's like who did what, to the point where some of them began to see crimes happening before they would happen, that sort of thing. It was clearly very unstable, and it resulted in a lot of people quite literally exploding, not just like the figurative sense.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you treat people like animals. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You killed children and kept them in a tower to use them for your own purposes.
Yes, I know. I'm fully aware of the sins that I've done. Fuck me. Would you let me tell the rest of this?
Can I ask you a question for you?
Yeah, go for it, Esme.
Does this have anything to do with the orchestra?
She kind of like, I guess if plate armor could shiver, she was like, how do you know that?
Because they were gonna kill us once, and then, oh my god, then a blue boy came from the future and got us out of the situation. Esme gets really up close to Red. It's like, Red, I don't think you understand. I believe in aliens.
She's like, oh, really? You believe in blue people to have like unnatural talents? Oh gosh, you must be the only one in the room who believes in that, Esme. Please,
he's a very talented young man. He's from space. Now,
I mean, this sounds very much like. This sounds similar.
What if he's smaller? Le gasp.
Oh god, le gasp. But yeah, anyway. She's like, she's like, obviously, it it eventually started to weigh on my conscience because of what I caught a few people doing. And as she says that, like, there's kind of another, and essentially you guys see Red, like, it's a case of like you guys are like looking at this happen kind of thing, and Red's talking to a young blue girl with fuzzy patches of kind of darker blue fur just randomly around her body. Her head's kind of like a buzz cut. She's got a blue tail. It might be a guess who it could be. And she's kind of like sitting down. She has her helmet off. Her helmet's on her desk. All her weapons are over at the desk kind of thing, and she's just kind of sitting with her and talking. And she gives her a little monkey plushie. It's really cute. And then like it's a case of it speeds up, and you guys are looking at it happen as it speeds up. And Red kind of like shift change, and as she like is changing like that kind of thing. As in shift changing, not actually getting undressed. You see another individual kind of like take up the post, that kind of thing, and he is less than nice to Muggy. He kind of like is very much treats them like you're an asset, you're a thing, that kind of thing. He's kind of like shoving her to get her along, kind of has his bat and that kind of thing. And you spy like Red seeing this, but there's like too many people in the room essentially, so she can say anything. But then like it kind of like there's a flash, and we cut to Red essentially holding this individual over a balcony. And like you can't hear what she's saying, but it's a case of like she's like, oh, like you can hazard a guess, like she's properly like dangling him over the edge kind of thing. And this speeds up, and you kind of see like this similar thing. Like Red pushes back, she gets bed up a few times, like in the change room, that kind of thing. Like the cameras were off, that sort of thing. And it's you see this all like super sped up, like it's like essentially like skimming through CCTV footage, that sort of thing. And and when that kind of vision, I guess fades, like Red is also kind of stunned out of like she was seeing it, and she's like, I'm fully aware of what we did, and like obviously I'm not going to make excuses for what I did, but I'm trying to fix it now. I couldn't save everyone. The only one I could get out was Monkey, and that's obviously not good enough. That doesn't excuse what we did, and I'm not asking for anyone's forgiveness or to pat me on the shoulder and say you did good. I'm just trying to do right by her, and the rest can kind of go get fucked. Like, not as in the rest of the people she couldn't save, but like she's clearly aware of the like tension in the room, and she's just like, yeah, you can call me whatever you want to call me, but it ain't gonna change it, that sort of thing. And she's like, yeah, no, I tried to get her. I'm in the process of getting her out. So yeah.
How many more are there?
We rounded up 16. On the day that we ran away, there was 10 left, and that's all the ones we know about. And she's got a case of kind of goes quiet, like scratches, like I guess her chin if she could get to it, that kind of thing.
What? Like how do you hide something like that? Like you said, there was an event. Like
she's like, yeah, she like
would have noticed.
No, I agree. That's it. I can't remember. I just know there was a flash, and that was it. All I can remember is the flash, and then I was getting yelled at in my ear by my commander to go into a room or a shop and pull out a little girl that wouldn't stop screaming, who had apparently vaporized everyone in the area, that kind of thing. Like, I don't remember what. I just know that it was often referred to as the event in documents that I managed to get a look at, that kind of thing. Which is like, I don't remember. I can't remember, and Monkey's tried to help, but, well, within reason, because we've been on the road, we haven't exactly sat down and been like, hey, Monkey, can you fix this? Like, my main priority has been to get her away.
Ezra's like, guys, do you think this event was the orchestra resetting time thing?
Unless they do this frequently and there's many strange things happening that they're covering up, but probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Why did she show us this? And she gestures to the shop around them.
Yeah, that seems like a dick move for someone who's her carer. Like to just air the dirty laundry.
And she's like, ugh. I don't know. I don't hold it against her. It was a terrible time. She might resent me for it. She probably does. I don't blame her if she does. But
well, that's true.
Like, it's a case of, again, like, if she is literally a case of like, oh, Red's just a means to an end, then so be it. It's like the absolute bare minimum I can do to kind of like not fix it, but just like, I don't know, hopefully set things in motion that it's fixed. Just like again, I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm fully aware of what I did, and I'm just gonna keep trekking forward. And if I can get Monkey away from it all, and she can at least have what resembles a bit of an okay life in the end, then yeah. Regarding myself, come whatever may, I don't give a fuck. I'm expendable. She isn't.
Yeah, but like, why are we seeing like all of this now? Like, why is Monkey protecting us?
It could be due to her like outburst. You saw the bodies back there, like that. If she uses, I guess, her power, if you want to call it that, there is often like ripples that kind of happen, and this is often some of them. Like, at one point, the tower bent in half. Back home, it was insane. Like
wait. The literal the literal Mage's Guild tower.
Yeah, like
in half.
Yeah, like it nearly went like full U-bend kind of thing. Because a kid like predicted that a shopkeep was going to get stabbed in 4 days, that kind of thing.
As May starts like edging towards the nearest door, is like, guys, you gotta find this. You gotta find her. She sounds cool.
I thought she was gonna go like, oh god, kill the witch, but I just love that.
Esme's fully just like, okay, so what is the like emotionally conscious way of being like, hey, so how about you do that again?
And Red is kind of like, it's kind of no, like we swore we wouldn't use her powers because like she might use them for good, but they like are so unstable that like I've seen her put like essentially stitch people back up from like essentially death wounds, and Like that's great. She saved someone. That's fantastic. And then like half the room, like what's the word? I was gonna say cascaded, like imploded in on itself, like that sort of thing. And we had to like spend days trying to dig her out of the rubble, that sort of thing. It's like it's very unpredictable, and if she gets too emotional, it just multiplies the good and the bad.
Besides, we can't ask them to use their powers. We can't use them like that. They're just children.
Hold on, whoa. We could definitely ask them if they wanted to use their powers. I appreciate that there's definitely risk involved, but if depending on what age they are, if they have the capacity to do something and we like ask them to, that's all G, really. Like, I'm not telling you that I'm going to run up to Monkey and just be like, hey, so let's bend this forest in half. It's going to be a case of like, if you want to, if you'd sooner run, then run. If not, we could always use someone like you willing to do it, like able to do things we can't, and far more than just willing to do them.
I know, but they're just children. They didn't ask for this.
I mean, most children don't ask for most things, and then they have to grow up, and it's just kind of things are rough all over, Pony Boy. You know what I mean?
Pony Boy, I hate it.
Referencing the book. My game?
Esme's hands are just going like up and down each side of her. It's kind of like it's a thing that I don't really care to weigh up. Like, they have superpowers. Let's ask them if they want to be superheroes.
Let's find her first.
Let's find her first. Fight the Serpent King. Get out of town. You know, there's lots to. Esme laces up her boots.
This door here, like essentially the only door that looks openable, opens itself, and you see essentially the back of Red head. Like, you see Red standing in the doorway looking the other direction, but she is quite clearly in the room with you. Well, that makes sense.
Can I push the other Red? I just put my hand out towards it.
Yeah, okay. As Esme does that, she's essentially like pressed play, that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's like, oh, good.
Ooh, and like, you know, Risbeth like pulls up some popcorn. He's like, ooh, I like this episode.
Yeah, it's just like, guys, it's another match.
But yeah, you see Red in a long hallway, very, very long hallway. There are two guards in front of her walking ahead of her, and like you can see she doesn't have her helmet on. She is quite clearly like sweating profusely. You see she has like a knife by her side, that kind of thing. The two guards walking in front of her are obviously walking over. There are two at the very end of the hallway, and there's a door that looks like it's like essentially Fort Knox in a door, and her eyes are like off this door. And like, you know, she's kind of like, you know, like you can hear her thoughts in this sense that like it's kind of like, you know, like, oh, you know, don't kill him, just wound him, you know, take him down quietly. It's fine, you know, just, you know, get him down quick, you know, keep running, keep moving. Like, she's clearly planning to set in her head, and she tries, like, as she rationalizes it, she goes for it. The guy on the left, she like kind of stabs into the ribs. He's the one who's like kind of furthest back. He's just out of the other guy's eyesight, that sort of thing. Kind of goes into the ribs, brings him down, kind of covers his mouth so he can't like kind of like yell too loud. The other guy kind of like kicks him, so he kind of goes, like, you know, to scrap him with the two of these. And the guy on the right stands up and kind of kicks the knife out of her hand, and at her wrist, she kind of like grabs at like her left wrist with her right hand, and kind of like just pulls out like this cord, kind of like, you know, like garrote style essentially. And she gets into another scuffle, and essentially you know, weaves in and out of this guy. She takes a few punches in the face, that sort of thing. You know, Red's good, but she's not like, you know, a god. She's not John Wick. And eventually she's like just scuffling with these two guys, and obviously the two guards at the end of the hallway have clearly seen this scuffle break out. And she's like, you know, trying to choke out the last guy as the other guy's clearly like, you know, not getting up due to his knife wounds. And like she's just kind of like, oh fuck, this is clearly going like every which way wrong. And she eventually chokes the guy out, like to the point where like, I don't think he's gonna stand back up, guys, that kind of thing. And the two guys at the end of the hallway kind of like braced their crossbows, and like you see one of them essentially like crush this floating red gem on the right side of the wall, and like the lighting in the room switches to a bright red, and there's
the
kind of like a
independent
siren going off. Yeah, literally. Oh, yeah, quite literally. It's like, oh, she's thinking first. Oh. And at the end of the hallway, like she's kind of like, oh fuck, what do I do? What do I do? It's like there's two of them that got crossed, but she's trying to like, plan it out. I guess plot ahead essentially. But there's a lot of guys accumulating at the bottom of the hallway. Like she's like, oh, the fucking garrison's down there. Fuck. And like she kind of pulls the knife out of the guy on the left, and she braces herself, and they're slowly advancing. So it's kind of like red on the left, like side view kind of thing, and a load of guys on the right. And like the way Red's bracing herself to the point where she's like, I don't want to fucking do this. Like you expect it to be elegant, and it's not. When it like kind of kicks off, it's not elegant in the slightest. Like Red gets overpowered a lot. She like is scratching people in the like. It's not it's not a hallway scene from Daredevil. She's making progress, but she is clawing tooth and nail. Like it's not like she is clearly out of her water, that sort of thing, or in too deep. Sorry. But eventually, you see her like
out of the water, in the water. It's all good.
Yeah, she's out of the frying pan and into the fucking other frying pan that was below the current one, that sort of thing. But she just beats her way to this door, and like the next flash of light, you see her in the room with like a little girl who you would know to be Monkey, and like Red's like bet 6 ways fucking Sunday, and she's like, "Come on, we gotta go." And there's I guess like a scientist in the room. He's kind of got like a hand or a mage's uniform. You know, at the end, obviously now the hand. And he's like, you don't need to do this. This is like, let's calmly talk about this. And he has his hand behind his back, and you can see he's going for like a knife kind of thing. And Red just like without hesitating just shoots him, even when he's like mid monologue. He's just like, yeah, I don't care. He like just completely kills him in cold blood, that sort of thing. Monkey is kind of wearing a essentially like a what's the word? It's not scrubs. Is it scrubs? Those things that like patients wear.
Or like a hospital gown,
yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And she kind of picks her up, and you see she's brandishing that giant ass crossbow that she is clearly carrying around with her now. And Monkey starts to kind of like cry, and she's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And she points to the hallway. In the hallway she just came down, you see a member of the orchestra just kind of like walking, and like the walls are like cracking as they walk, and like it's essentially like they're pushing everything out of the way, quite literally, like just pushing matter as they walk. And she's just like, oh shit, and she just starts like firing down the hallway, and Monkey just starts chanting, and after a while this orchestra dude just kind of like takes off towards them in like kind of like I guess like a Superman punch sort of thing. And as he's about to connect with Red, like Monkey and her like just vanish, and he just starts like roaring in anger, and like the room starts to like kind of crush and crinkle in on itself, that sort of thing. And then you guys find yourself, the flash ends, and you guys are at the end of this hall here, and there is a army, but like a very large cluster of Yuan Ti bodies that kind of mimic the ones you just saw of the mages, I guess, the Keeper's Guard, that kind of thing. Like down this, that's not the route. Like down this hallway. It's a case of you guys have like essentially followed the footage, I guess, to the end of the hallway, and like these Yuan Ti soldiers are like have been, I guess, essentially killed.
Full on internal. Esme is just like, yeah, see guys, she's literally the best killer. Like,
is she gonna keep doing this?
Like, oh my god, she's Laura from Logan. We need to teach her humanity. Come back, little girl. I've come to teach you humanity.
Esme is the worst person to teach anyone humanity.
Esme literally just points at Isadora, then at Coda, and is like, don't. And then leaves. Buckler away! Yeah. I'm gonna continue towards I'm gonna continue to follow the holograms, darn.
Yeah.
No, it's a case of like when this one ends, it's a case of like Red is bracing the wall, and she's like hyperventilating. And she's like, oh god. And it's essentially the hallway before you guys. It looks honestly like a regular old Yuan Ti temple hallway. There is a large door at the end here with a 6-headed snake in battle with a lot of humanoids on the doors.
Esme just like looks at Red, is like, so that was traumatic, but are you okay to go forward, or do you need a minute?
She shakes her head, actually, like, breathing heavily underneath. She's like, I'm fine. Let's just go.
Yeah, keep walking.
Same.
Is it fair to say you're leading the charge, is he?
Yeah, do you know what? Fucking I said I started walking, so yeah.
Get snaked! Melian. Is
Cool,
it
yeah,
alright?
your area of suspense is selective, so you have advantage on saving throws?
Yep.
Cool, yeah, Dex, please.
Go.
Oh, shit.
Oh!
Oh!
Nice.
Fucking Izzy, like, straight up, like, Neo dodges. Like, the gigantic swinging pendulum blade kind of thing from the right to the, like, you know, like slow motion dodges it perfectly. It's a case of that it's swinging to the point where if people just give me a Dex save with advantage, well, even though like, I know you guys would have had advantage anyway, but it's a case of now it's like to navigate through it, but like you have advantage due to the fact that you blatantly see this thing in front of you, that sort of thing.
Well, the area of suspense applies to everyone anyway.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like I'm just saying like you have advantage, not because in general now because
It's a dex save, is it?
Yeah, just Dex, please. Essentially, it's just to like limbo or like you know just step when the going's good, that kind of thing.
Hey.
Oh, bud!
The smallest boy!
Hey, you should have triple advantage because you can just like duck under.
Oh wow! It doesn't matter. The gods shine upon Rizvin. Rizvin, you take 2 damage as this thing slaps into your armor. That is sick, guys. Hey.
It's not even like slashing damage. It's stubbing your toe damage.
Yeah, like it hits into him and it just bonks off him, and it's like, oh.
Oh, that's
Like a
crazy.
really blunt blade.
It comes to hit him, and he just catches in his hands, and he holds
No.
it there.
That's how,
Oh yeah.
that's how he loses another finger. He's just like,
bad.
what? Okay, yeah, guys. You guys are essentially in this little gap here. Who's going forward?
Can I take the lead and then see if I can disable further swinging pendulum traps?
Sure.
Cool. Like, hold on. Here we go. Investigation, yeah? Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Essentially, Esme, you spot the. Obviously, I'd imagine you guys yourselves can guess. And the 2 remaining like tripwires, essentially. You guys can effectively step over.
Esme is like, okay, cool, to the giant snake door.
Yeah, before you was a giant, like, again, it's kind of like the one beforehand, but there's no, like, kind of like frost, not frost coming off it. But this one depicts a 6-headed, like, gigantic snake towering over, like, the common humanoids that you'd see on the surface in battle. Like Sauron at Helm's Deep, or not Helm's Deep, Mount Doom at the start of Lord of the Rings, actually.
Yeah. This is fun. I'm excited about that. Is it another heavy door that needs pushing?
It looks like it's a big old stone door.
Can Esme attempt to push with her werewolf strength?
I mean, yeah.
Too.
Come, Rizbit. Come, yeah, me and Rizbit will do it to like help Red.
I honestly heard Comrade Rizbit, and I was like, Comrade Rizbit.
Oh my god, werewolf Esme is Russian.
Only in hybrid form, yeah.
Guys, do we want to? And like, as she turns, she changes like, go to the pub. But yeah, you guys effectively do it. Like, Red's kind of like, oh, okay, you guys have got this.
Werewolf constitution better for drinking.
Oh, jeez. The more I read up on him, the more I really liked him.
That's because he's you.
I mean, fair.
Like, artist boy with a hard exterior.
Hey, I don't feel like being called out mid D&D game, Neil, so we're gonna press on.
Fancy's the POV character. Like, yeah.
Ryan Gosling as Deadpool was pretty great, I will admit, yeah. Okay, guys, as the door pushes open, your nose is bombarded with kind of like acidic smells, smells that you're familiar with by this point in time. And before you is the green is basically a large basin, kind of like there's a fountain in the middle depicting this six-headed snake thing, and like from all the snake mouths, like all this green, poisonousy, acidic water is coming out of it. It's all accumulating here. You do spot when you enter the room that at the base of this thing is a lot of gold and trinkets.
Golden trinkets?
Gold and trinkets. In other words, like there's treasure at the bottom of the goddamn water. Like.
Is there a door? Is the
yes,
door?
Sorry, yeah, this way is a hallway.
And is it open?
Yeah, no, it's like an open arch. You can just walk down that kind of thing.
Esme just doesn't look at anyone and then sticks her hand in to grab something.
I have the circlet!
Strength save!
Is that
I'm literally immune to poison!
Esme, as you like, look at this tiara. That would look good on this girl. And you stick your hand in, and
You
as you stick
already
your hand
have a crown!
yeah.
Oh shit, I do! My horror crown.
You're walking around like an absolute. Oh Jesus!
I forgot about that. Oh my
god. You reach in, and as you reach in to grab this like essentially golden tiara thingy, essentially it looks like it could be worth it. A spectral snake wraps itself around your hand in a case it's trying to like keep your hand in there to the point where like the poison's going to start like eating away at you, but you kind of rip it up and pull this like piece of treasure up with you.
I did it, guys! I got another artifact.
If you want to get this, I can stick my hand in because it probably won't.
No, I got it. Didn't I?
Is there more in there, Darren?
Yep.
Do we need more? I feel like
it's not like this is poison. This is like literal things that are trying to pull you in.
Yeah, but it's like it's pulling people into. I don't care. Like it's pulling people into the poison, right?
Yeah, the acidic-esque poison.
Wait,
like
which is
Esme's hand's kind of
poison
burning.
damage. Am I immune to poison damage or just being poisoned?
Immune to being poisoned.
Right, so I'm not immune to poison, like acid. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah. Also, this is completely unrelated. Lighthouse just posted a Philip K. Dick shit post in the fucking Blade Runner. Excellent. But hold on, what's this? It's a case of like you did it quick enough that like red but irritated.
And I was like, I feel like this is okay. Let's just get out of here. My fingers are itchy. Oh my god.
What?
It's hostess is a great.
What was I going to say? So do you guys press on then? Yeah, down the hallway.
Yeah.
Neat. Okay, cool. You get to this.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, give me martial order?
I go to the front.
Cool. Esme, as you step forward, you hit a plate. Can I have a saving throw with advantage?
What kind of saving throw?
Dex, please. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Esme just screams, "Remember me how I lived!"
Esme, you kind of do
As
like
she flawlessly dodges the trap.
Esme, you backflip backwards. Is like when you plate, you hear like kind of like it's like a gas chamber, kind of like that, like a gas canister, sorry, not chamber, gas chamber, kind of like emptying, and the pressure plate that you stood on kind of like shoots up into the ceiling, intent on crushing the poor individual who stood on it. But you kind of like heard this thing kind of go off, and Spidey sense backflipped away. The pillar blocks your way, but it's a case of like it's one square, so you can navigate around it. That kind of.
Esme is just like, okay, let's avoid getting squished, and she will like poke her way forward, investigating.
Cool. Give me the thingy, my jiggers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tap.
you guys essentially like Esme points out the traps. You guys take like a couple of minutes going through it. Essentially, it runs down the clock to the point where it's been more than 10 minutes now, Amy, since you cast that thing. Yeah. So no, it's just a case of like it takes some time to navigate well, that sort of thing. But no one gets hurt. Let me reveal the thing.
Reveille.
Okay, so there's a door here, and this is like an open hallway kind of thing. You can just like round the corner. That's what.
Door.
Yeah, we might as well check out everything. I mean, we are looking for Monkey. She could be anywhere.
Darren, is the door locked?
No, the door's open. Like it's unlocked. Sorry.
Esme opens the door.
See, this would be a reflex save. Okay, can I have? I guess. Give me a marching order. Esme, you're in front. Who would be directly behind Esme to the point where like you could see over the shoulder as you enter?
Me, probably.
Cool. All right, both of you. Can I have a dex save, please?
Remember when reflex used to be a thing?
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. It's not necessarily you're avoiding something. It's more just like your reflexes of catching something, like that sort of thing.
Ooh.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Nothing
Oh.
happens.
Still rolled higher than I did.
That's shocking.
Wait,
yeah.
hold on.
Wait,
Nothing
no,
happens.
sorry.
But
That's 9 actually.
cool. That's still not enough. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that to just twist the knife. You don't see anything spectacular when you open the door. Your nostrils for a split second have the faint smell of the city air, but nothing kind of comes out of it. Before you is what looks like a guard's post bedchambers for like these Yuan Ti individuals. Curved swords, like scimitars and stuff, like lining the walls, that kind of thing. Do people want to investigate, or am I
Was
lagging?
that
Yeah.
smell like?
What happened
Like-
to Esme?
Esme's fine.
Okay, then we'll go inside and investigate.
Yeah, it's a case of like, as you guys open the door, there's like a brief like gust of wind in the sense that like you smell the city air, air you haven't smelled in quite some time, but it's gone.
Esme
Don't
is
catch a
just
glimpse
like,
of nothing.
she just waves her hand in front of her nose, is like, you, that the Chamber of Snakes cut one. Anyway, I'd like to investigate this guardhouse.
Cool.
What the hell? Esme lies down on the bed.
Hold on. Nobody roll anything. Let me just purge this one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
What?
Yeah, I'll try to investigate.
What was that? Ian?
Nothing. I'm hiding.
Dearest Icarus, you find a potion, several potions of poison. You could apply them to your weapon. Like essentially, it's a case of like these, like 4 vials of this poison, is beside a dagger. One could probably put one of them together as to what could be contained within. What, Neil? What is Coda's favorite chocolate bar?
Is it a Snickers? Yep.
I love when Amy hates I love when Amy laughs because it just means that it's like the realest kind of laughter.
Oh, that's so bad. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
Put that on
Coda-
Twitter.
Coda found something awful. Yeah, I'll get it now.
Yeah, Coda, you essentially have found vials of poison. Scimitars and essentially long swords, but they kind of have like a curved nature to them for like in terms of aesthetic, but it's long
To
swords.
be extra about it.
Yeah, essentially.
I
yeah.
mean, if it has the same stats as my rapier, I will swap it for the more extra.
Yes.
No.
Oh no, I'm using a
Let's
rapier,
try
not
that.
a longsword. Sorry. never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, no, that's good, but that's essentially what's here. There's some like bits of leather armor, but it looks a bit worn, and it's also the type of thing that's like it doesn't offer like the armor you have. Essentially, you got better
It's
stats.
built for snakes, so there are no leg bits.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, that's all.
I'll offer up the poison to like anyone who wants to use, because I don't think it'd be any use to me.
I'll take one.
I'll leave him alone.
Cool. Do you guys exit and proceed down the hallway?
Yeah, I will.
Cool. All right. Before you, the hallway is of a different color. By the way, the back bit at the end there is a door, a very big door. The hallway looks more like the stonework is more refined. It's kind of marble, like where the map end changes stone. Essentially, it's a case of it's a bit more like gradual in terms of like actual like Cineworld, that kind of thing, like over here. But yeah, the stonework looks completely out of place, and the giant door at the end of the hallway.
Investigate the hallway.
The giant doors at the end of the hallway depict a tower with an arcane eye looking down at us.
Oh boy.
Are you investigating the hallway as mine?
Yeah, please.
Cool. Cool, Esme, you find several traps that line the walls and floor. They are arcane traps in the sense that like they are magical. So, what's the word? Thieves' tools won't disarm them. It's a case of like you could probably jump over them, but it's a case of like it's a long jump, and I believe that is strength.
Yeah, it's athletics. It's athletics.
Yeah, it's a sense of like if you wanted to walk over them, it would set it off. You could disarm them with you'd know that like dispel magic and stuff.
That was
you guys would have
just
seen
about
stuff
to
before.
say, well, like, dispel the magic on them.
Yeah. Essentially, you like is he that's not a ritual, is it not?
I will double check.
Or is it just detect thoughts and stuff?
I think it's a 3rd level spell, but I don't think it's a ritual. I'm not sure.
Or maybe I'm getting confused with not detect thoughts.
Yeah.
Detect magic. Yeah. So you could. Is it? It's not.
It's not a ritual.
Cool. Yeah, but no, you were saying.
Do it anyway.
Yeah, there's enough.
I think
of these
detect magic is a ritual, but not dispel magic.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. That's what I'm getting confused. Yeah, dispel magic. You essentially like switch them off, but there's enough of them to the point where like it's not like did I spell? So I was like, no, I'm pretty sure if one person had messed up, these all would have detonated and probably roasted the entire party. So it's like, hey, thumbs up, kind of thing. But yeah, the hallway is now clear of any muscle.
Hooray!
Things intent on killing you.
Esme would like to approach the big door.
Esme does so.
Esme looks right into the eye. She just looks at it.
It looks back.
Good.
Is it moving?
No.
Would I be able to roll? I don't know. Would it be like religion or history or something to like see if I recognize that eye symbol?
I'm gonna say history. The arcane eye itself is an image that's used by the Mages Guild a lot. Not really. Well, it's not that not now because you guys haven't exactly talked to that many mages ever since the unification. But like seeing it, you'd be like, oh yeah, no, this is clearly mage stuff. Atop the tower, you hazard a guess that it's just more like a edited version of it to be like, haha, we're so deadly. That kind of thing. Also, am I lagging or is it just me?
No.
Esme would like to like press on the door to see if it opens.
Cool. When Esme does, the door kind of like pushes her hand, pushes in as if like she's pushing her hand into like thick goo.
Ooh.
Like when you pull your hand back, it's like it's stuck on it, kind of thing.
Yeah, Esme just like barely turns her head. It's like, attention, party members, we have a problem. It seems a member of the party failed to keep their hands inside the ride at all times, and she just steps back, and I imagine that like the goo just pulls away. Like, it seems we have a problem.
Yeah, essentially.
If you please.
Risbit?
Sorry, what was it? I had to step away for a second.
That's okay.
Esme is currently stuck with the gooey thing from the door, and she's kind of like extended it out, and she's requesting that Risbit slice it.
No, that time I slapped something Isidore lost her hand.
Oh, he's dead right.
True.
While Riz was saying this, he walks up and slices it.
Yeah.
Guys, I can't believe you'd ask me to do this again. Does it again? Yeah, and Risbit swings down with like such force and precision that it's like it doesn't have time to essentially like attach to the blade. The blade just passes through it. Esme, it kind of like dissolves and stops being sticky when it's like separated. And there is a small hole, like essentially the remainder of the goo slaps back to the door. Now there's a teeny tiny hole in the door, but the goo is still kind of there.
You're safe now.
I am safe now, but also the door is made of goo.
You're goo.
Red, is this another vision?
I'm feeling goo too. How are you?
She shakes her head. She's like, "It's not. I don't think it's a vision, but it's certainly like a Mage's Guild hallway." But yeah, no, the door's never I guess turned into goo when I was there anyway. I think this could be the result of like the visions overlapping with the temple kind of thing, like bad fallout, that sort of thing.
Hey, why don't we just try and explode the door?
She's like, hold on, I'll see what I can do. You guys,
You explode the door.
welcome back.
Explode that door!
She walks up to it and she kind of has like the crossbow like on her back kind of thing, like hunched up on her shoulder. Sorry. Yeah, and she's kind of like looks it over and she's like, and you see her like essentially reach into her like the scroll thingy majiggy is. She pulls one out and she starts like chanting its incantation, and the door starts to solidify with ice, and you can see its gooey nature kind of stops, and she's like looks at Risbit and she's like,
Sorry?
essentially she has frozen the door and she's asking you to shatter it because she can.
Okay.
Yeah, we keep hearing feedback from your mic.
I hate you.
It's almost like weekly I say push to talk fixes all these issues. Remember how weekly I say that, Neil? Neil, remember how I said it? Yes, Risbit, you swing with gusto and precision and a force to be reckoned with, and the door essentially shatters, explodes open, kind of thing.
Excellent.
Cool. Let me reveal the theme. Just where the stonework kind of like again changes. I know you can only see a smidge, but it'll be flipped over and everything. But yes, the large room before you. Pillars line the walls, or like line the center of the room. There is what looks like a stream of poisonous water going towards this large door. And in the center here, let me just draw them with an X, is a monkey. She's kind of like sitting cross-legged, floating in a ball of like force, I guess, like kind of like windy, kind of like you see the water beneath her kind of rippling. She seems to be in a trance. Her eyes are like kind of open, but when like they're open, it's kind of like there's a pink glow out of them, that sort of thing. And she's like looking dead ahead. She kind of hasn't acknowledged the party walking in, that sort of thing.
Now, does this look like another... Neil, come on. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Does this look like...
I'm gonna kill Elias and Celeste. Everyone off that you want to have confrontation with the plague. It's never done. It's never
There's no catharsis. Does this look like those visions of monkey we saw before, where she was zipping all around the place?
No, because when you saw visions of her zipping around the place, she didn't really seem to I know she ran across that kind of like thin layer of orange water that was there before, but it's a case of when that vision ended, the water disappeared as well. This seems to be very much the acidic water you've seen previously coming out of the pillars into this kind of like large basin thing. And her trance state is clearly interacting with the world around her to the point where like you could probably hazard a guess that she's like physically that's her, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Red, does she usually do this?
Like Red's kind of like no, this is new. Oh boy. She's kind of like slowly walking toward her. Yeah, and she's kind of like, Monkey, it's me, it's Red. And like the head kind of, like, Monkey's head kind of like rotates left to kind of see her because she's going along this route.
It's also me, Esme.
And like you hear Monkey kind of like hiss, and like you can't see it, but like the pillars and area around it, including Red, react as if like a kind of like a whip of force hit it, and Red kind of like takes an absolute blunt on the side of the, like, I guess, chest plate kind of area, and she kind of like, like you kind of hear her like, like, and she kind of goes down on one knee and she stands back up, sort of thing.
Red, are you okay?
And she's like, yeah, no, stay there, it's fine.
I move closer to Red.
In deck save, please, Esme. Esme, you take 4 force damage as again an unperceivable force seems to like whip you in the face.
That's not very nice, Monkey.
Yeah, she's kind of like unresponsive to like Esme's words. Red essentially is calling out to her, but like Monkey doesn't seem to be paying much attention. Like as she gets kind of walks forward, like Monkey kind of like hisses, lashes out again, and like Risbet's helmet, or not Risbet, sorry, Red's helmet kind of takes like an absolute wallop, that kind of thing.
Is there anything else that we can see in this room that like she's reacting to, or that like is she kind of just
No,
some
she's
sort of,
literally
like...
just like floating in the kind of this ball of force kind of thing.
Darren, can she make a charisma save?
Yeah, buddy. 1 sec. Not very charismatic, this small individual. 13.
I cast calm emotions.
Ooh, nice.
That's good.
So, like, if she's upset, if she's angry, if she's scared, I just move it out. There's no threat here.
Yeah, no, she like is like, you see the ball of force start to kind of like, I guess fade a little bit. It's not completely gone; it's on its way out, sort of thing. And you hear a voice come from where I suppose it's easy, where Monkey is, but like, yeah, you guys wouldn't know Monkey's voice, but it's clearly is very like that kind of thing, and it's just Morpheus guiding me.
Say again, Darren, you cut out for me.
The voice declares, Morpheus guide me.
Oh fuck, we're in the fucking Matrix lab.
Keanu obeys. But yeah, the force starts to kind of like slowly like kind of teeter out, and Monkey essentially collapses into the water. And Red just kind of like it's not like that deep enough to like dive into, but it's a case of like she's clearly lying in this like water that is probably not ideal for anyone reading them. And Red kind of like jumps in after her, kind of thing, like like just like like heavy boots like splash like runs towards her and picks her up, and you can see like Red's armor is like hissing, like immediately start reacting to whatever the fuck this armor is made out of. Like just starts hissing away, and like you can hear her like wincing, or not that you hear her wincing, but you can clearly hear her kind of like grunt from pain. And she carries Monkey over to like essentially not the awful water, the lip of it, and she kind of like jumps over herself, and you can see like the basically like midway through her thigh downwards, that kind of like the armor is like not completely eroded, but it was clearly there, like it's very, very weakened. And she's kind of like, like heavy breathing, like.
Can we just like let them have their cuddly moment and then just see how long that takes to pass over?
Yeah. She's kind of like, like Monkey. She's kind of resting Monkey's head on her lap, and she's kind of like, rubbing her hair. And she's like, "Oh, it's okay, kiddo. It's me. It's Red. It's Red." Kind of thing. And, like, after a while, Monkey's eyes open up, and like Red's clearly speaking on the other side of a conversation, that sort of thing. But like you can't hear what's being said on Monkey's side of that kind of thing. Neil, I hate you.
Oh god.
But yeah, Red's like you could see trickles of blood coming out from underneath her helmet. That kind of deal.
Hey, Red. So this whole thing where you're just like super willing to be injured all the time. Do you want like? She just points at Risbit and at Isidore. Is like, they can do the magic hoop to do if you want, if you ask, of course. Just this whole being in pain thing isn't great. Says Esme, who is like battered.
Yeah. She's just like, it's fine.
Well, that's fine. Is this a door at the on the right hand side?
Yes, sorry. It is a big old door.
Does it have anything on it?
No, actually, this is like just like kind of clean, well carved but clean stonework. Like it's just like it's definitely a door. It's got handles, but seems to be no snakes here.
She points at Monkey and says,
"Oh, sorry."
She points at Monkey and says, "Is she gonna be all right?"
Red nods and she's like, "Yeah, no, she should be fine. We just need a minute." Like, in other words, like it's just a case of like she'll catch her breath and she'll be okay.
Is she gonna run off again?
No, it should be fine.
What caused that state she was in? Is it going to happen again?
She's like, "Oh, I got wounded before you guys found Monkey, I guess, and that might have set her off in the sense that she got upset, and then it just kind of like snowballed." I will try to. Okay, Esme, give me a strength check then while you're doing that. Well, yeah. Oh, okay. What's that? Yeah. As Esme approaches the door, you all hear young girl's voice saying, "The king has Rook."
Shit.
Do you know where he is?
Let's go kill the king.
Yeah, she's essentially like not far from here. That kind of... Yeah, if you guys are pushing that door open, just give me stretches. Ooh. Roll, Esme. Nice. Excellent.
Werewolf strength.
Yeah, you guys like Risbeth starts pushing and Esme kind of like takes the blunt of it, like, and throws the door open.
Wait. Ugh, I don't want to do this. And then she casts Healing Word on it. Oh, come on! She casts Healing Word on everybody anyway. That's annoying.
That's fair.
That's what you get for not wanting to do it, Isidore.
Red and Monkey like kind of are like like nod and are like, thank you. Well, Red says thank you, Monkey just nod.
Oh, is Monkey awake now?
Yeah.
Alright.
As you guys progress through the hallway, you can see areas that would essentially like house traps. But as you walk, you see the stonework itself seems to kind of like warp and kind of like seal up itself along the wall, and you can see Monkey's eyes are glowing as you guys proceed.
Red is shield right.
She nods. She's like, yeah, no, she's back to working capacity. She's like not. She's not like if you're worried, there's nothing going to happen. But she's with us. She's present. How about you just speak, Esme? How did you do that?
Because somehow when press the chat is always on, I always end up talking at the wrong time, and then I feel really guilty and self-conscious.
Well, it's just one of those things you gotta fucking shoehorn like the rest of us. Yeah.
So Esme says, I think she's stopping the traps.
Monkey nods in agreement.
See, me and Monkey, it's like we've got some psychic connection. I don't know if you guys know anything about that, but it's like it's. I don't know if this is real, but it could be.
Before you is a giant room. The 4 black dots are pillars. The giant black thing is a door, a very extravagant, almost golden door. And there is a massive thing in this room that I couldn't draw in because of the program, but it's essentially this size. It is a gigantic snake's head. Like its mouth again, kind of like I'm ready to eat you. You notice that
A real one?
it is no, it's a statue.
Alright.
It's a statue. It's kind of golden in design, but you notice that the eyes are like massive red rubies.
Hey Darren, how crowbarable do these eyes look?
Pretty fucking crowbarable, my friend.
Do you guys remember the start of Aladdin?
I was thinking of that bit in Skyrim with Mercer Frey.
Yeah, that's apparently a throwback to like second edition of D&D. Apparently,
Yeah,
it's
it
like
was
the cover.
it was the cover of one of the books. Yeah, prying out the
Yeah,
eyes of the
that is-
statue. Yeah.
Mercer Frey, what an absolute bastard.
Rizbit,
Yeah.
would you be angry if I activated a giant snake head trying to steal its eyes?
No.
Good. Esme is going to go and steal those eyes.
But I'm gonna leave you alone to work with it by yourself.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just don't want people to be angry. She just takes out, she puts away all of her weapons, she just takes out the crowbar and she just runs. It's like, ah!
It's essentially to get up to the eyes. It's athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Acrobatic.
Acrobatics, yeah. Then roll, whatever you decide. Again, if people want to assist, they may. That sort of thing. Yeah, you successfully run and, like, you know, I guess Spider-Man front flip to where you need to land.
She puts back on the horror crown and then attempts to pry out the first.
I have to draw Esme in the horror crown, actually.
I really want to know what it looks like.
With peace signs.
Crowbar it up, Esme. You get advantage on crowbarring things. Because crowbar is the best thing in D&D. Like, legitimately, if I ever wrote my own supplement for D&D, the first page would just be buy a fucking crowbar and massive writing. It's like page 2. 21. Yeah, no, look, yeah. By the power invested in me of the crowbar law, you jimmy it open. Like it's a case of like, and it's like look up below, and it just like goes down and crashes into the ground. It's pretty heavy, but like, I mean, it's almost like it's good that we have a little teeny tiny sentient chest following us around. I could house such a device.
I'm gonna try and pop out the other one.
Yeah, if
Good, yeah,
everybody's cool with it, Henry will eat the gem.
Esme to navigate over, it's again athletics or acrobatics, your discretion. Also, as Esme's doing
Acrobatics.
that, cool, yeah, roll again. As Esme's doing that, Monkey places a hand on the door, and she said, you hear again that young girl's voice in your head say, "The king lies beyond. Steel yourselves." That kind of thing. Oh wow, yeah, Esme, you like fucking like glide. You like straight. You the Matrix it up essentially. Esme clips and starts running along the side of the wall. Esme, it kind of half comes out, and you're kind of like, oh boy. You see kind of like it crack a little, not crack, but essentially like Esme kind of like damages a bit.
I gotta try.
Oh, the market value!
It falls. it shatters.
Guys, now we can market mini rubies. And she just starts to she just sweeps them into Henry's mouth.
So we have a ruby and ruby dust.
Yes.
Ruby
And they looks at
shards.
Red and Monkey and she says, like, hey, so the second one is your one?
Yeah, guys. Beyond, you get those things. Beyond is essentially the king, according to Monkey. So, is there anything you essentially want to prep before you go in?
Esme is just like, so I'm gonna just take a short break here now, and she just sits down against the wall, and she's like, I'm tired, and I'll be ready shortly, and she just kind of like slumps. As she
If a short rest, if we're gonna short rest it up, we can take our break now. Even though I know it's only 5 minutes early, it's just I want to run and get a drink. So we'll declare short rest. People roll their HP now or when they get back. Something.
I'm
But,
on full,
I
thanks to Amy.
Oh, cool! Yeah, deadly. I'm just
on
gonna
full
run
too.
and get a drink real quick. So
Cool,
yeah,
yep.
short rest, guys.
Cool. Did you get my last
Right.
on me?
Oh, I did indeed. Yes. Risbit lights up the sword as essentially Red kind of knocks the door and kind of like, shall we proceed?
Risbit's actually also going to put on his mask.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
You mean the mask that's totally going to fit on over the gas mask? Here,
No, we can't
Those
wear them over
exact
the gas
masks.
mask now.
Does the mask?
Wait,
does the
hold
mask-
on.
I mean, you could. It's just like you'll probably suddenly start breathing in toxins.
Never mind
So
this.
can I ask a question? Is Esme basically a haggard undead person under the gas mask? So it's like you can just see white flesh around the gas mask.
Yeah.
That's even cooler.
That's because we don't know what's going on under the mask. We just know it's not good.
But I mean, like the hair, I'd imagine would falter too.
Yeah, it's going.
Kind of like go thinner and stuff.
I'll whisper.
Yeah,
She
guys,
takes that off. Hold on. Wait, if her hair is in danger, this crown. No.
Someone push the giant door open, please.
Wasn't Red doing it?
She was
Red
kind of
and
gesturing to like essentially prompt like, "Are you guys ready?"
Esme pushes Rizzy to open the door.
I load my gun.
I should hope so.
I pushed the door.
Yeah, no, Risbit assists Red and he's doing most of the work that kind of thing. Before you is a large walkway, and it looks like it could wind down into several staircases. But as you enter, the area that which you came from ignites due to lightning. As you guys fly forward, you see a massive open area. It's a case of you guys at the top of the building, and at the very bottom is this massive throne room. A huge ass 6-headed snake is in the center, and it just yells out like traitor. Oh, not traitors, trespassers. There we go. That's the one. In the distance, off to the right.
Works for you.
Off in the distance, strung up by several ropes, you see Rook.
Is he conscious?
No, he's kind of suspended kind of thing. His head's hanging low kind of thing. His hat's off. His hair's down a bit. Monkey kind of points and we'll get him, that kind of thing. And as she declares that where you're standing now kind of ignites again from a lightning bolt. And you guys are kind of thrust forward. Essentially thrust down into the courtroom. But before you guys essentially straight up face plant and possibly break your necks, you feel yourself being caught and kind of gently put down, and you see Monkey's kind of eyes are glowing, that sort of thing. But yeah, before you guys is a fucking huge ass 6-headed snake, surrounded by just bodies upon bodies of Yuan Ti soldiers and warriors and clerics and God knows what else. They all have arrows in them.
Oh.
And all the arrow lands are all precise, headshots, that kind of thing, one shot, one kill, that kind of thing. And he's like, "Oh, you fucking wipe out my people, and you have the nerve to enter my throne room!" And as it roars, it's kind of holding up this massive ass fucking a crystal that lightning is kind of arcing out of, kind of thing. You can probably hazard a guess what that is. It's like he calls you guys treacherous snakes, ironically. But yeah, hold on. Let me just move you guys over here. You may produce whatever one-liners you wish, but while you're doing so, give me initiative.
Oh goodness gracious! Great balls of lightning.
Oh, wow. I got a 19.
Sorry.
Hey, I'm not mad. It's just it's the first time I've rolled very high on initiative.
I'm
in a
not
while.
mad, I'm
This
just
is
crushed. Just deeply Oh, Esme. There you go.
Lucky you, Neil.
Read it and weep.
I have the +8 and I'm going last.
I have the 1 and I'm going second last.
I was like, oh, there's not that many. Oh, it's just like King will just sit this one out, lads. Then yeah. Starting us off is Esme.
Bonus action to insightful fighting, and then a shot from the Rod of Pelor.
21. Unlucky Esme. Oh, sick. Okay, cool. Isidore.
Did he threaten us, or did he just call us trespassers?
Trespassers.
Yeah, I look him in the eye and I say, you know what? The worst possible thing has already happened to me today, so just fucking try me. And he has to make a wisdom saving throw because I'm casting Vicious Mockery.
Mock him right in that one real tiny head. Make it feel bad about itself.
Just not good enough.
Ooh, nice.
7 damage.
Nice.
I give Bardic Inspiration to Risbet.
Thank you. Probably better off with somebody else's turn though.
Does well, you're up next, Rizzy, but does this individual does this individual have disadvantage?
Yeah.
Vicious Mockery? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Rizzy, you're up.
So Darren, I would like to do the new thing with my sword.
Okay.
Ooh, what's
So-
the new thing?
Like in Risvet's dream, he imagined during the dream he learned a new thing with this. Well, he felt like he learned a new thing with the sword, where he can activate a special ability in it to give everybody else advantage on their next attacks.
Ooh.
Am I right, Darren?
Yes. Essentially, it consumes the flame in his sword, and everyone else's weapon essentially glows kind of like phantom fiery. It's like kind of on fire, but clearly like quite not literally on fire, if you know what I mean. Like the flame kind of gets passed around, and until the end of his next turn, you all have advantage, but you don't deal fire damage. It's just a case of like you see the flame arc out from
That
his
is
sword
so
into you
cool.
guys.
That's really cool.
And I'm going to move as far as I can go.
Cool. Alrighty. And with that, it is the King's go. Cool. Alrighty. 1 second, friendo. Oh shit!
Oh my god.
Disadvantage.
damn.
Disadvantage.
Oh, yeah!
Disadvantage. Thank you, Amy. Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Does 20 hit your AC, Risbet?
It does.
Fucking hell.
Cool. Okay, you take not double because thank you, Amy. You take a total of 10 bludgeoning damage, 14 acid damage, and you are grappled.
Fucking hell.
Yay.
This thing is scary.
I mean, they don't call them kings for nothing. And with that, it is Coda's go.
Cool. Do I have advantage on all my attacks to my next turn, or my first attack? Or till the end of Risbet's turn, rather, sorry.
Yeah, the wording was like on the end of the next turn, so then that technically would count as your attacks. So yeah.
So both my attacks have advantage?
Yes, technically, yeah.
Oh,
Going by
this
the
is
wording
very
of the-
sexy, thank you. So instead of using my grit points for advantage, I'm gonna make these both violent shots sharpshooter with advantage. If this hits, is gonna do some serious fucking damage. Holy shit. Okay.
Oh.
So that first bullet is going to do, this first bullet alone is going to do 4d10 plus 15. And the second one's gonna do extra damage. Let's see how this goes.
All ones.
That is 70 damage, Darren.
Nice.
Damn.
Oh my god. That's now the highest damage I've ever done. And Darren, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it. Never mind.
Let's make combat last for more than one.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want to do this. No, yeah, that's it. I'm done. I end my turn. Nothing else happens. I am like, I can't stop smiling.
This is so cinematic. Oh,
Is it dead, Darren?
no, it is not.
Okay, thank God.
Although,
Okay.
like a large chunk of its fucking right torso is no longer attached to it. Yeah, that was insane. That was fucking brilliant. Well
I
done,
could have
dude.
done more and I
Genuine,
didn't.
Like the world pauses, God claps. That was fucking class. Fair play.
Kabiri's like, yeah, you know what? That's cool.
Funny you should mention that.
Oh boy.
Coda, you notice the room getting colder. Esme.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I'm not fighting that fucking demon again. Ah, fucking hell.
I'm going to fire 2 shots with my my rod of Pelor, and because I have advantage, it'll automatically be snack attack. But I'm assuming, yeah. Well, actually, no, it's not. I'm assuming it's hold true. Essentially, I can only add sneak attack once anyway. So
Yeah.
take a 22 hits.
22 hits, my friend.
11 does not.
Nope.
Nice.
One second. Yeah, that's fucking delicious damage. God damn. Nice. Cool. That was Esme. Is that all, Esme? Yeah.
Yep, that's all.
It is Isadora's turn.
Can he make a wisdom save, please?
Yeah. Ooh, what is his wisdom save? Oh, yeah, that's the one we did before. One sec.
Shh, that's saves. I was going to try cast suggestion to try to make him drop everything, but he saved, unfortunately. So I will... Hey, maybe don't fight us. But no, I mean, I can't do anything,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
like Izzy's like, hey, can you stop? And he just shrugs. He's like, Saz, bruh.
Yeah, she was gonna be all cool and be like, gosh, your majesty, you're carrying such a heavy burden. Drop everything.
He's like, I know.
Heavier than many heads that wear the crown.
Yeah, exactly. Is that all, Amy?
Do they all fight over one crown?
Risbit.
Yes. What about that PM?
Wait, what? Hold on.
Did you not see my reply?
Oh, I did. Yeah. No, that's for a different one.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. What action is it to activate my mask thing for the rage? Is that just bonus action?
You can't wear that mask while the gas mask's on.
Oh, damn.
I mean,
yeah,
you
okay.
can. You can swap them out as a free action, but it's a case of like Risbit will start like essentially being poisoned to death if he does so.
Yeah, no, okay. So I'm gonna utter my vow of enmity instead against this thing and try and hit it twice with advantage.
Oh yeah, because it's the end of your go. You've got advantage. That's so cool. I love this move.
Oh,
Yes!
Darren.
Oh, lads.
Darren, I'm gonna... To the crit, I'm gonna add a level 3 smite.
Delicious. Roll away, friend.
Murder the snake. Murder the snake.
And to the level... To the other one, I'm gonna add a level 2 one.
Yeah, go for it, buddy. Give me that dice.
Yeah, I'm just doing math. So if my math is right, this is 66, 11 d8s, and 10.
Kick his
Fuck.
ass!
Oh man, the amount of 3D dice on my screen.
Yeah. The amount of ones as well, god damn.
That's a shame. But still, 65 fucking
65 damage.
We've just done like 165 damage to him and it's the end of our first round.
I mean, like, fucking hell.
Sorry, Darren.
Why do I even bother? No, I think it's fantastic. Oh no, it's fucking brilliant. I think it's class. Cool.
You can take my gun away now.
That was Risbit's turn.
It was. Now I'm worried about what's happening next.
Who's up next? Is it Esme?
You'll see, I think.
Oh no, it's the snake.
It's Snacky Snake. Uh, 21, 21, and 15.
21 to hit, 15 misses.
You take a total of 24 poison damage. These heads go.
Oofa doofa.
20, did you say?
At 24, I can have a con
Oh,
save.
thank you. Yeah, 2 seconds.
Risbit has like 80 health or something though, right?
I'm already down to 36.
Oh boy.
I'll take care of you. Don't worry. It's all grand.
Oh, that rolled onto the
Oh,
1 and
nice.
then onto the 19.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that happened on Monday. We were playing, and the 3D die rolled on like a 2, but it was actually like 16, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah, cool, brilliant, well done, Rizzy. Yeah, you feel like kind of like, oh, poison, but it's okay. Coda.
Yeesh. Oh boy. Do I still feel that coldness?
Yes.
Well, last time that happened, I shot with my gun and nothing happened, so I guess I won't use the gun. What's the point of a gunslinger? Can't use his fucking gun. Fuck.
We're getting real deep here.
Fuck. No, screw it. I'm using the gun. 1 grit point advantage, 1 without advantage.
Yeah, cool. Shoot.
Cool, it didn't make the slightest difference. Use advantage.
Both of them hit.
46. If it actually works,
hell.
which it Does the gun actually fire?
Yeah, no, the gunfire. That was 2 shots, wasn't it, Laura?
That was 2 shots.
1 second, friendos.
Oh boy.
I'm literally just calculating shit.
I don't like that you're asking how many bullets I've used. This is concerning. Curse my hubris. I mean, literally, that's my whole shtick.
That's your character.
That's my entire
motivation.
character. Curse my hubris. I think Esme's next, and I really hope you kill this thing. Because I don't know what's happening. Oh, it's dead.
Oh.
The first bullet connects, and it's kind of lets out a hiss, and it kind of goes for this crystal thingy that it has, the gemstone power artifact thing, and the other shot hits it. But as it hits it, imagine, if you would, everything around you just got yanked as if. Okay, hold on. Bear with me. This is very cutscene-y. It's like everything before you guys has been projected onto a sheet, and someone threw a stone at the sheet, that kind of thing. So it's kind of pulled back. That kind of it's a case of if you projected something onto a sheet, like a movie, and someone threw a stone at it, so it's kind of yanked back. That kind of weird distorted thing. And the bullet does that essentially. It kind of hits it and goes through, and there's just darkness and cold. It's not nice. You guys are all seeing this. And it's a long hallway. You guys are in a very, very long hallway. And at the very end of this hallway, it's kind of dimly lit by a soft, light blue light, that kind of thing. And at the end of this hallway, you hear a familiar screeching roar. It just says "Darrow," and it's kind of if rushing water had slapped in it. It was rushing towards you, but it's black. It's just jet black. There's eyes, teeth, kind of hands, tendrils. This thing is just coming towards you guys. I'm gonna just say your characters do some things, if that's cool. It's a case of stuff's been punched into the machine kind of thing, and this is what you guys are seeing. Laura, all I'll ask is, would Coda aim the gun straight away, or would he kind of be like...
Yeah, he's aiming the gun.
Cool, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Coda brings the gun up, and pulls the hammer back, that sort of thing, and his hands trembling.
He's stepping forward as well. He wants to put himself between the party and this.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
no
fair.
Collateral damage if this thing's coming straight for me.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's fine. That's deadly. Coda aims the gun, and you see the tip of the barrel is kind of pulsating black, kind of ooze. And Coda, you hear a voice in your head, a familiar, new, but you know the voice. It's Monkey. She's essentially as if whispering in his ear, that kind of thing, and she just says, "This is it. There's no going back. It's it's time to put the past behind you, Icarus, and move on and be a hero." And you see her kind of Coda sees it, no one else does, but everyone else sees the reaction essentially. And she kind of caresses the end of the gun, and you see the black tar kind of dissipates. And as Icarus, Coda, the man himself, kind of it takes aim and goes to squeeze the trigger. On the left, you see Esme steps up beside Coda, Rod, and essentially going into attack formation. Risbit kind of aiming the sword forward on fire, that sort of thing, and that's all. All three of them attack in unison, that kind of thing. And Kabiri's, you're not sure. It feels real. This doesn't feel like a shade and avatar or just a projection. This feels not 100% you're there with him, but it's clearly the wound that you just caused this thing clearly hits home hard to Kabir. He's feeling this one. Coda shoots. Esme lets a fucking disc fly, and purely because it's cinematic and it looks cool, Rizbit kind of just like swings his sword down and just like kind of like a slice of flame comes out of it and like travels forward, that sort of thing. That kind of like because we need range for this sort of thing, and it kind of like smashes into Kabiri, and you hear screeching and roaring and kicking and screaming, and it just kind of like dissipates. And it's a case of like you guys are back. You're back in the throne room. The snake lies dead. Its right hand is kind of like, it's kind of fallen down, toppled over. The crystal that you guys have been sent in here to get the artifacts has kind of rolled out of its hand, and the room grows quiet. You hear Red yell down. It's like, hey, is everyone all okay? You guys all kind of just spaced out there for a second.
Oh, we're fine. Coda's evil demon came and we dealt with it.
She's like, okay. But yeah, guys, essentially, like Final Fantasy battle music plays. Rook is being propped up by Red. He's quite clearly alive. Monkey's holding his hat, but he's clearly like wounded, that sort of thing. They're like, oh, we're
I'm going to rush over to Rook and heal him.
They're like really high up. They're like a couple of floors up above you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like as you say that, like Red's like, we'll get our way down to you, and like Monkey slowly carts them down. It takes a couple of seconds, but they touch down.
I'm gonna touch the artifact and put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah, arcane or survival, your choice, buddy.
Can I
despite this being like, I guess, a quest item, it's still a case of you've got to go through the procedure.
Yeah, you have advantage. Oh, well, if assisting works on this kind of roll, I don't know if it does. Darren?
No, sorry. I was talking, I didn't have push to talk. Hold on.
Alright, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, night, Ian. Thanks for sticking around.
Thank you.
Sorry I kept you longer.
Good night,
Ian. Good luck. Good night.
Good night.
I just I know people are like going off to do their own thing, but like I was just gonna like thank Rizbit and Esme like very shakily, just like thank them for helping.
Esme, before she touches the thing, she'll just put her arms on Coda's shoulders and just push him onto the ground. It's like, sit down. Shush.
Yeah, he just sits down and shushes.
Yeah, Esme, with with the guidance, not the guidance, but with the assistance of Coda, you guys successfully bag and tag the required item. So yeah, guys, well done. You've got the item. You saved Rook. Red didn't perish, and you toppled the king. Well done.
Oh, Jessica Lange is definitely older Esme.
Oh my god.
That's Esme now. I'm actually dying because I'm trying to find a different gift altogether, and I cannot find it, and it's killing me.
Yeah, essentially, Izzy, you heal the others as you declared. They're all kind of just like sitting there and just kind of like, So it's a case of, it's not a short rest, but it's a case of like 10 minutes will pass of people just kind of like letting it sink and just catching their breath. Again, like you guys, I know everyone rolled amazingly, but like it was a case of this thing like could have minced most, I'd imagine, if it had got its hands on Coda. Like, but anyway, so 10 minutes will pass. If people want to say anything, declare anything, that's cool. If you're not, it's a case of just 10 minutes pass of everyone like getting their bearings, breathing, kind of like, oh boy, that was intense.
Esme will like make sure Coda is sitting comfortably, and she'll like basically just, she won't like touch anyone or anything, but she'll try and just like try and leave everyone together in like a pile. She'll just be like, everyone over there, and stay together. And she just starts to like push that all away. But she's definitely gonna like search the body of the Serpent King and make sure there's nothing else in there. And like, she's just gonna generally do a sweep around the room, keeping keeping an eye on herself and whatnot, making sure that
that's
perimeter sweeps, the best way to describe it.
Yeah, essentially, as Esme like watches the perimeter, like she's stepping over the bodies of like dead Yuan Ti, that kind of thing, and like they're all just like have been gunned down, that sort of thing. Hold on, I'm gonna throw us onto this the forest one just because I hate sitting on the battle map when we're not in a battle. But yeah, you patrol the perimeter. There is behind the throne room is a massive blast door. It's like, well, we know it as a blast door, but it's very much clearly like this is the way forward if you want to leave this zone and essentially like proceed through the forest, that kind of thing. Like there's red leaves near it, that sort of thing. But you guys know that it's you have to essentially return to Patches and hand in the hand in the quest, that kind of thing.
All right.
Yeah, like that happens and stuff. It's a case of like just because it makes the most sense. After 10 minutes, like Rook and all will like thank everyone for like kind of like, oh, thank you for coming to my aid. I think it's.
Yeah, is Rook
I know
okay?
I'm just like your guide.
Is Rook conscious?
Yeah, no, he's kind of just wounded a lot.
I wanna like can I just
investigation,
like sorry.
Oh, that's cool though. I was just responding to that. Yeah, go ahead. Go on.
No, I was just like I'm kind of just gonna like shakily hold up the gun to Rook and say like, is it fixed?
It clearly is causing him pain to do so, just because he's like clearly fed up. But he just gives Coda a very soft smile, but he says, "Nope, clean as a whistle." Yeah, Esme, you find nothing. Esme looks over the gigantic glowing gemstone in this thing's belt. It's like, oh, there's nothing here.
Well, that's fine.
Okay, I read that as Coda breaks down, but then I read the end of it. I was like, well, it's kind of the same thing.
Esme just like pats Coda on the shoulder, is like, "Congrats, well done. Let's hope that's the end of that chapter." And she'll like stand up straight. She kind of like cracks her back, and it's just kind of like, "Yeah, I'm tired." And she just starts like approaching the blast door.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a giant door that can be like essentially Risbet would possess the strength to like slowly but surely push one of the doors open. Red suggests that like essentially, to break it down into video game terms, like the case of like you guys will like time will pass, but you'll return to like Patches. Red's like, oh, we should go back, give them what they want. I know we can proceed forward, but it seems kind of wrong to just essentially leave. Again, like that's not like a shot at you guys in the sense that like you always want to leave, but it's more a case of like, and we'll just like give them what they ask for, that kind of thing, then proceed forward. But yeah, it's a case of like Risbet possesses the potential to at least push this door open should you guys need to, like when you guys essentially get back here, that kind of thing. But as like you guys are kind of like assessing like where to go next, you can see Monkey essentially like telekinetically like aligning rocks so that you guys can get back up to where you were, that sort of thing.
Esme will stand behind Coda and basically just be like, it is noble in its intent, but she's fully like pushing his ass up to get him to move.
No, he'll move once people start moving.
Oh no,
he's not
ready.
She's just like, it's fully
trying to help
like,
him out.
Not even helping out, it's just her like being her very normal self.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else to do, I've got to just make this weird, and she's just like holding his ass.
Let's see what
steering him by the horns, like just go.
Like, let's see what Alex is always going on about. Let's go. But yeah, you guys travel back, yes? like YN kind of like prompt.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like I can't remember. Yeah, you guys managed to do this entire dungeon in a long rest, so it's a case of like, it doesn't take like 9 hours to get back, that sort of thing. But yeah, a lot of time passes. Like most people are quiet. Yeah, like again, Rook like along the way is like says he's thankful, like like he just views himself as just a guide, like someone who you shouldn't or you wouldn't have to have saved should you, and like before anyone could pipe up, Red's kind of just like it's fine, don't worry about it, like it's like we're all in this together at this stage, that kind of thing. And
Also,
it's a case of
not to be less noble about it, but if we didn't have you, we'd be like we wouldn't be able to keep going. You know that.
Yeah, no, yeah, he kind of like nods. He's like, no, he's like, I know.
I mean, like, I'm glad you're okay, but also we need you.
He's like, yeah, no, he just nods. He's like, yeah, no, it's fair. So yeah,
also
you guys
while we're sorry.
No, go ahead. No, it's a case of like.
Also, while we're walking, I would like to like quietly say to Monkey, like, kind of, I don't know how you did that, but thank you.
Monkey looks at Coda, and Coda, you hear the familiar young girl's voice. She's like, "It's okay. Your gun was sleeping, but now it's dreaming. Morpheus helped."
That raises more questions, but thank you.
Like you just see her shrug. She's like, "It's not my fault. You don't get it." Fucking goddamn normies. But yeah, anything else anyone wishes to say, or is it a case of like we travel, that kind of thing?
Esme will sing a rousing rendition of "I Will Always Love You" to lighten the party's spirits.
Fair. It's awkward. It's awkward as fuck.
Oh yeah.
She can't sing, but she acts like she really can.
Oh, no.
She's giving it all. She's power ballading it.
Nah, she won't. She won't do that. She'll do something much worse. She'll tell a lot more stories of like her home life with her mother.
I like to think Esme's talking, but like Monkey's just like cast like a sphere of silence that she can't see around her head. So Esme's just kind of like
just chatting away and no one can hear.
Just talking into the void. But yeah, you guys are met, like when you guys gotta get back up to like the mine shaft area, you are met by like Warforged, like the soldiers that you got, or the guards you guys would have known, and like when they see you coming, they're like, oh my god, get the bot, get Patches, get Captain. And as you guys essentially arrive at like the massive doors that you descended down through, and when they open, like Patches is essentially standing over you, and he like extends like a hand, and he's like, oh my god, you're alive, is everything okay? And like helps you up one at a time, that sort of thing. It's like, how did you just fare? Is everything okay? Were you successful? What happened? Yeah.
Esme starts like shouting, just going ah, as she holds up the giant lightning bomb. It's like
he's just like, oh my god, you got it. Oh my god.
Yeah, we got it. We did a lot of we did a lot of things that we can never undo down there. Like we killed a giant snake, fought a demon, fought ourselves. It's been rough. But yeah, no, we've got this. This belongs to you.
Sorry, I was yawning just out of general exhaustion. He nods and he's like, "Oh, you've done our city a great service. Nice, we will drink." And unless anyone has like issues with that, he essentially like is like pulling and pushing you guys up, that sort of thing. Kind of like like come, let's go.
Yeah, no, Esme's okay with this. Esme will let the Warforged carry her anywhere now. She's
the Queen's chair and just carrying her.
Not even that though. It's more just like she just lies down and she's like, just take me away.
That poor guy who had to take all of our weapons one by one, just carrying Esme.
Yeah, essentially, guys. There's like a great feast and party is thrown in your honor, kind of thing. Do you guys partake in the shenanigans? This isn't like a carousing table thing. It's more just a case of like just in character. It's like Rook doesn't. Rook like obviously rests because he's been pretty much beaten to near death. Red and Monkey don't. They return to their rooms, kind of thing. They have like Red has one, that sort of thing. Has like a pint. Monkey just kind of is there, like she's too young to drink, that sort of thing. And they retire to they're like, oh, good job. We'll see you all in the morning. Rook is like, yeah, no, we best like keep moving. we shouldn't linger, that kind of thing. Despite the festivities and the jolly attitude, we should probably keep pressing on with her.
Isidora's gonna sit in a quiet corner and drink, and probably a little more than she should. But if she gets a moment alone with Patches, she's gonna ask him what he plans to do now.
Yeah, like it's the case of like after a while he spies Izzy and kind of like approaches him, like the question comes up. He's like, "Oh, I start to work on getting this bad boy plugged into that, and then returning to the stars." Like as he says that, he like thrusts the mug upwards, and some whatever goddamn alcohol they're drinking goes everywhere.
You really think what's up there is better than here?
And he's like, well, all we've known for years is here. And it's in, at least I think, my blood. And he kind of laughs at the concept.
She winces.
Whatever's it. Yeah, I know what she did. He is like, yeah, look, exploring's in my system. It's who I am. And I want to chase that horizon. I want to see new lands. I want to meet new people. And if my dreams are true and I came from up there, then I'm going to go back up there and see where the world takes me, or where it takes me, I suppose.
For your sake, I really hope that's what it's like.
He considers this and just kind of doesn't really have a kind of a snappy answer. He's just going, yeah, no, that's, yeah.
She's gonna hold out her hand.
Oh, he will take her hand?
Well, she shakes it. It's a handshake.
Oh, right. Sorry. I was like, is this like Your Majesty? Like, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was like, wait, what? I was like, okay. No, but yeah, sorry, the handshake. Yeah, no, he'll shake it and he's like, to a job well done.
And to jobs yet to come. Good luck, brother. And she
yeah.
says that in binary.
Yeah, and to you, and it responds in binary, essentially.
And she's gonna go lie down.
Oh, bless. So yeah, does the night pass? Does anyone have anything they wish to declare, say, that kind of thing?
Esme just has that exchange with the barman.
I love her.
Like, it just doesn't, it's the weird part of it's fully Esme interrupting that man to tell him these things, but it's also very real. Like, she's like,
she's being genuine.
Oh yeah, no, it's fully this thing as poor not Marv the barman is just getting her her looking at this being like, well, I guess when we get out of this forest we're going to have to make a decision on what happens next. Oh well. And then she continues to drink.
I mean, if I see her doing this, I'll buy her a drink and sit with her for a while.
Esme tells you to go to bed. One of us dealt with one of the main, one of us had development today. Iggers, you go sleep off your development. I don't want to have to listen.
I don't have to deal with this.
Do you really want me to be the save in the morning?
We fought a demon together. Me, you, Rizbit, not Isadora. I'm not touching that, by the way. But just go get some sleep, buddy. She's not looking at him, and her arm is just reaching towards him, and she's patting whatever she can touch.
So it's kind of weirdly patting his face, just yep.
Yeah, that's
close
it.
enough.
She's kind of etching at him. It's it's okay. You can go and sleep now.
Maybe you should follow your own advice.
I don't sleep. I trance, and I'll do that drug if I want to. Esme proceeds to do a keg stand.
I will say, actually, while she's up in the room where she's resting, Isidore will finally properly fix the hand with a repair kit.
Yeah, that's fair.
If someone happens to come in and check on her, she's not even going to bother trying to hide it or even acknowledge the person who comes in. She's just going to keep going at it.
I can't. Yeah, no, I can't remember if you guys shared rooms or not. Did you?
No, I think we all had our own rooms, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then. Yeah.
But just saying, if anyone happens to want
Yeah.
Like a drunk Esme.
Yeah. I don't think she does.
No, she sleeps on the bar while they all do body shots. It's fine.
Fair. Yeah, you guys. It's the next day. Wounds healed, long rest triggers, that kind of thing. Esme, you're like the mother of all hangovers, and that sort of thing. Rook awaits basically people in the center area of the bar, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, well, if you guys are ready, we'll proceed forward. Or if you have any last minute business, that kind of thing.
Just as we're like getting ready to go in the morning, I ask around, like, is everybody gonna leave? What?
No, it's kind of like a crew essentially, like 20 or 30 people. I'm not sure if that's the actual number of a legitimate like ship crew, but like 20 or 30 people are going to go. A lot of people are just actually content to stay here. They like their routine they've built here. They're content with it, like. Whereas other people are kind of like more along the line of Patches, like I feel it in my bones, that kind of thing. Like a lot of them seem to kind of resonate, but like repeat the same thing about like, oh no, I've had dreams of being out there, that kind of thing. And in saying that, most of the people who say that to you all kind of look the most piratey.
Mm-hmm.
So if what Patches ever did say was true, and he did come here with a crew, that kind of thing, it could be arguable. You could argue that these are the crew, that kind of thing.
Mm.
That sort of thing. Yeah, feel it in their code. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
If I meet these people, I will again wish them luck.
Yeah. No, they're like, may your nights be long and your days not rain filled. That kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, fucking hell.
You got a tiara in a fountain. Relax.
Yeah, but I also thought that they would give us one for like having finished there, like allowing them to enter space. But it's okay. Yeah, I'm not going. I want to.
You got a crown and a tiara. You got a lot of cool stuff.
Joke.
Esme puts them on her arms, and she just flexes instead. No, like it's just it's fine. Esme just looks at Rook and says, "So, leader, where to next?"
That blast door thingy down in the Serpent King's chambers is where we need to go.
Let's go. Esme starts walking. Goodbye, Patches. Don't explode on impact onto the new planet or whatever. She just like crawls into the hole and like flips away.
Coda's like very much lingering, trying to get a good look at the ship because he's just like still
Yeah,
moving
like
out.
Yeah, you see that like they're still working away on it. It's not like a complete like 180 or anything. It's like working now. It's like, oh yeah, in a couple of days or weeks maybe they'll have it working, that kind of thing. They have their quote unquote power source apparently.
He is loath to leave, but he goes.
Fair. Yes. Cool. Alrighty. Yeah. So you guys like the last of like, for the time being anyway, the last time that you hear of Lost Light is some merry drinking and yelling and partying still going on as the doors slowly shut behind you, that kind of thing. Some time passes, you guys find yourself back in the Serpent King's chambers. It still stinks like crap, but there is a large door behind you.
The a decomposing corpse is still here.
Yeah. Like Risbet essentially puts his back into it, kind of thing, and Red helps him out, that sort of thing. And it's it's fine. Before you was a large tunnel, and Rook is like, right. What's the whole thing?
Are there any? You said there's a few clerics about the place. Are there like symbols recognizable?
Yeah, it's the symbol of Seth, or whatever they're.
They're the snake.
Snake clerics.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then that doesn't matter.
Alright, cool. Yeah, Rook is very much like, I've obviously never been this far out, so come whatever may, but like we should be on our highest alert, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you guys travel through this tunnel. Take it really nice. It's lengthy. There's no anomalies. You see Rook kind of like flicking the stones forward, that kind of thing. Yeah, for ages you guys essentially like just travel forward. It takes its time. It's quiet. Nobody talks, to my knowledge. Yeah. It's case
Nope.
people just yeah,
Edme,
yeah, it's good.
Edme will periodically be talking to Rizbit, and like
Yeah.
it's just that like it's not that she's like giving glares at Isadora or anything like that. It's that she's talking to the people she knows will respond.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Just leave it at that for the moment.
Yeah, like Connor will respond if he's spoken to, but he's not going to be starting any conversations.
That's fair. You guys essentially can I have a survival check for when you guys get out?
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh.
You're still distracted, it's fine.
I at some point I'm gonna have to stop using that as an excuse. But not today.
Every nat one until the end of this campaign is like, no, she's still thinking about how she's a warforged.
Izzy, you take 2 piercing damage. As you guys navigate, an anomaly triggers and like essentially spikes are just shot out towards you. Eventually you find yourselves at a boat. Kind of like one of those, like, what are they have a specific name, don't they? The ones in Venice where you have to like push them with the stick.
A gondola.
Yes, you find yourself at them. It's like literally the only thing here, and Rook is kind of like, oh, well, the forest provides. He's very.
Is
like,
there
oh,
water?
Yeah, no, it's in kind of like this murky green water.
Like an underground lake kind of thing?
Yeah.
Are there any like weird bioluminescent algae or weird fish or any other weird monstrous shit?
More fucking ducks.
More ducks?
There's actually none of that. It's just literally
It's
like
just
a
a
dark,
murky,
bunker
dark
cave.
water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't wait to drown in it! Yeah.
I get on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a case of everyone gets on and Rook essentially assumes the position of like, driver, engine guy.
I will help if I can.
Yeah,
I'll
that's fair,
do whatever
that's
I can.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Essentially just kind of like, well, there's only so much people can help with one of those things to move forward. But Rook essentially is like driving and he's like, oh yeah, keep throwing like the stones forward, that sort of thing. And again, you guys take some time. You guys we're saying that river sticks. No, Neil, don't be silly. Don't be drawing such kind of symbolism in this. Don't be silly. Uh, 2 hours pass. You see a light at the end of the tunnel.
I throw a rock at it.
That's fair. It doesn't react. And Rook is kind of like, oh my god, yeah, we're like outside. That's fantastic. And a few like moments pass, and you guys are like at the threshold. And there's a lot of rapids. Like it's a case of like when Rook pushes this boat forward, you guys are gonna have to hold on tight. So, could I have strength off everybody? Hold on, strength save.
Mm-hmm.
Strength check or save?
Save.
I'm proficient in those because I'm a fighter.
Fighter.
I am a fighter with muscles.
Literally did 70 damage. Literally did 70 damage.
Literally have 52 health at level 8.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you guys hold on bar Esme. Esme, you are like thrashed about and essentially kicked high into the air. Those of you that passed
Can I try and
essentially
deck
like
save to help her?
Yeah, basically have your wits about you to deck save it. Yeah, like Esme kind of goes forward, like, whoa, buddy, and you kind of like, help her keep her balance, that sort of thing. Rook is kind of like, oh my god. Red and Monkey are not having a good time. They're hanging on, but they are not enjoying themselves.
Someone's gonna get violently seasick and just ruin everything.
Yeah, that kind of thing. You kind of like crash down into like I guess like a flat of land, like a flat of like water. It's a lake. Can I have one more strength save, please? Cool. Yeah, you guys all hang on. Essentially, as like you guys are like balancing in this lake, you're like, "Whoa, we're free, we're safe, huh?" The water explodes as a colossal shape erupts out of it and flies into the air. You see its wings like kind of like get sent outwards and like fully expand. You see its long horns and massive tail, and it's kind of flying up. It doesn't seem to have paid any of you guys attention, but you know a dragon when you see one.
Esme starts pointing and screaming.
Coda starts sketching and taking notes.
What's your passive perception again, Coda? Actually, what's your passive perception? Everything?
Mine's 16.
11, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
14.
Cool. Coda, you spotted when you're sketching. This dragon, its skin greenish, black, but kind of like when the light hits it, green, that kind of thing. You can't help but notice that one of its wings has a patch almost like missing, as if like someone descaled it. And you've seen that kind of color before. You'd know it to be the color of Rook's cloak. I mean, the shape that's missing from the wing certainly like would add up to. I'm just saying.
Has this thing just flown off or what?
Yeah, no, it just kind of like erupted out of the lake, that kind of thing.
Okay.
You've met this thing before then, Rook.
He is kind of looking at this thing with like the angriest face imaginable. Like his like one eye that you can see is just like ignited with pure, like undiluted rage.
What happened?
You see him kind of clench fist. As he continues to clench the fist, all of you, because it's like you guys are literally right beside him, the clench fist, you see that there is like the faintest trace of a bow in that hand, but it dissipates. He looks Coda in the eye and just says, "It took the only treasure I really cared about."
Oh my god, the treasure was the friends he made along the way.
Oh shit!
Literally what I was going to say. How can a dragon take friendship?
Neil, dragons eat friends.
No, dragons eat people.
Yeah, just kind of look down and say, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he kind of like angrily grunts. Red and Monkey are kind of like just don't know what to do. They're kind of like, this is awkward. It's like, I understand we're having a mob, but we also need to get out of this lake. I just don't know how to bring it up. It's very odd. Yeah, after a couple of seconds, like Rook kind of like watching this thing kind of fade into the distance, kind of thing, like just like haphazardly, just doing the bare minimum, like chugs the bottle. You guys touch land, and Rook, uncharacteristically, kind of just jumps out of the boat and pulls it into shore. Like he doesn't even like check for anomalies; he just kind of hops out and just pulls it in. That kind of thing. Like, not in the sense that like you get the idea that he's like familiar with the area. It's more a case of like he's just clearly so pissed off. He's just like, yeah. He's just kind of like like, oh, fucking gonna.
Seeing this, can I kind of be like throwing rocks ahead of him and just making sure there's no anomalies, like where he's standing, kind of.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like you do it a few times, and then he kind of like kick-starts his brain again in the sense where he's like, oh yeah, I'm on the job, that kind of thing. kind of like stops and sighs heavily, and he's like, "Right, let's go." That kind of.
Do you need a minute? We can stop.
He doesn't like say anything. He just like you see his hat like wiggle in the sense that it's like he's shaking like no, and he's still like walking. You hear Red mumble under her voice like, "It's never fucking simple, is it?" You guys walk for some time. Can I get a perception check off you all? It's a case of like you guys are walking and Rook is like, keep on your look out, penis. It's also we're noting, guys. We're probably going to end a little bit earlier, like not like at the split second, but like a little bit earlier, just because like I'm like dying over.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But that's cool. But okay, Esme, you don't spot it, but Coda, Isadora, you see something out of the ordinary, like not out of the ordinary, but like something that seems to stick out quite literally.
Something strange in the forest. Gosh.
What a surprise!
Essentially, you guys are let's say you guys are just walking forward, like walking north. And as you guys are like looking around, making sure nothing gets to jump on you, to the right, so to east of you guys, used to spy a sword in the ground, particularly large sword.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna point that out to people and then go take a look at it.
As you approach, like Rook is like, "Be careful," and it's like the stone thing.
Wait.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
we know what this is.
Yeah. So you guys arrive. Oh.
Neil, you're echoing something fierce.
Is Neil trying to say something, or?
I know, we're like emotions are high right now. Yeah, I look at the sword, Darren.
Yes, the sword is of the utmost beautiful craftsmanship. It is embedded in the ground as if it fell from a great height, or someone decided to plunge it really deep into the ground, like some sort of fucking edgelord from a Final Fantasy cutscene.
When you say big,
yes,
how big?
It's the only way. It looks more like a hunk of iron that someone stuck a handle in, more so than a blade. Like this thing is fucking huge.
But like it's like say the hilt is like a humanoid could wield it if they were strong enough.
Yeah. Oh, geez,
Okay.
yeah. This isn't a sword for a giant. It's just like
just checking.
Fucking huge ass sword. Yeah, no. It's certainly like one would like Risbit. I'm pretty sure Risbit has 20 strength. Like Risbit would like not fail, but like have issues swinging this thing with bow hands, let alone one, that kind of thing.
Right.
Icarus notices a very familiar sigil on the hilt. It is none other than the blacksmith's signature of Daddy Darrow, Garrett himself.
When we got news from Dave about the break-in, did we? I can't remember if I know out of character we did, but did in character we put two and two together and go that was Kay?
No.
No. But I thought we saw Kay in the white.
Dave doesn't know Kay, right?
No, but he said that like there was a seeker in a white cape, and we'd seen a seeker in a white cape at the warehouse.
Oh, right.
Did we not figure out that was Kay?
You saw Kay in a cloak. He didn't have the white cape.
Oh, he didn't have the white cape. Oh, okay.
No.
So we don't know. We don't know that.
He was just a hooded figure.
Grand. Okay, I'm just trying to establish so I don't say something out in character that is out of character.
That's, oh yeah. Oh geez. Yeah. No, that comes with the third, and that's perfectly fine. No.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'll take the sword out of the ground, but I definitely can't.
I mean, Icarus trying to be very Excalibur on it is. But yeah, Coda, you notice your dad's like essentially signature on this thing.
I think the forest is either manifesting things again, or no, this makes no sense.
What is it?
That's my father's symbol on the sword.
Coda, don't be ridiculous.
He just points to the symbol. It's like clearly the Darrow like crest on the hilt.
What is the Darrow crest?
It's an oak tree, but instead of like leaves and stuff, it's like a bunch of cogs and gears all like making up the leaf part of the tree.
And it's on fire because that family
No.
tree is a disaster.
No, it's not, Amy. It's totally normal. It's fine.
Look at those children. Look at those children and tell me they're all right.
Bethany's probably fine. Shush, it's fine.
You literally wrote a thing about her getting arrested, like, not for the first time.
She's a good kid. Anyway.
Why is there sword here with your... What?
Maybe it's an illusion.
That's what I'm thinking.
I touch it. I want to touch it. I'm gonna rub my butt on his sword. Darrow's. No, Esme was like...
Yeah, Esme reaches out and touches a sword. It is physical, and it is there.
Esme's like, Coda, that's a real sword. Why is your dad's sword here? Mr. Darrow! And she just starts calling for, like, Mr. Darrow, not Mrs. Darrow. The wedding isn't planned here! Also, there's a new groom!
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Oh.
Jesus.
You say it looks like this thing sort of fell from the sky and got embedded in the ground. Is there a skid mark trail or anything? Like, is there a trail for us to follow?
There is a small one leading off to the right, into, like, essentially the underbrush.
I'm gonna follow it and I'm gonna, like, toss stones in my path so I don't run into anything.
Yeah, that's fair. Izzy, as you progress, like, down this kind of, like, path, essentially, you hear something.
By the way, I also point out the trail to others and going over here.
Do others follow Izzy?
Yeah. When she starts leaving, I'll follow her, yeah.
Alright, go
Can we...
Go ahead. Yeah.
I ask Monkey, can she try and, like, reef the sword out of the ground?
Yeah, Red might be able to.
Yeah, Monkey kind of nods and the sword just comes up out of the ground. Like a hot knife through butter, but in reverse. Yeah, this thing is like taller than... Like, this thing is, like, essentially taller than Coda.
Coda, do you want to put the big sword into Henry?
Yes.
Would that work? I don't know. I'm essentially just like, let's not leave the giant physical manifestation of, like, Coda's father's, I don't know, fucking Napoleon complex just lying around. We should probably
Whatever you think's best. My brain stopped working.
I pet the fucking dog box. I ask it to open. I ask Monkey to put the sword in. I reward both of them in a way that is not demeaning, and then I follow Isadora.
Yeah, when you guys catch up with Izzy, you hear something you haven't heard in a while. You hear the tune that you have not heard since that time you descended the steps ever so slowly in a Shaylin, all those days ago. Weeks, months, whatever. But yes, you know it to be the tune of Requiem. And it's coming from essentially, like, forward. You guys, like, it's straight ahead, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but the second he hears that, Coda just says, okay.
I run towards it.
As you guys, like, run forward, it gets louder and louder. Almost like a crescendo. Almost like you guys are running in tune with the song. You come to an opening. A dirt road. Just a small side road, you probably would have noticed. That kind of thing. What strikes you first is the body on the ground. You know it. Well, no. You recognize a seeker when you see one. This seeker is beaten badly to the point where their skin, is dented, beaten, and broken. That kind of thing. There's cracks everywhere. they're lying completely motionless on their back. The music is coming from them. Across from them, at the tree, chained to the tree. No. Is a young boy. You know as Oliver. He's a little bit older now. He looks a little bit older, maybe a year old, which is kind of odd. What strikes you first is the fact that he's chained to this tree, which is straight out the bat weird. Secondly, you notice his head's hanging low, that kind of thing. It's like he's chained like from the waist if he was standing. He's clearly standing with he's clearly standing with issue because his left leg from the knee down is missing, haphazardly bandaged.
What?
And when you kind of enter the area, he kind of looks up, and you see like essentially all around his eyes and dripping down is like crystallized purple. And when he sees you guys, he's kind of like lets out like an anguished cry.
Darren, I would like to run to my child.
Yeah, you run to your child. As you get close, he like yells like, don't.
Esme will stop and she'll like turn to the other two, just like, just stop for a moment. Just stop 2 seconds, please. Just like, I'm assuming Risbeth will also listen. And she just takes in the deepest breath and screams with the loudest voice possible, "Whoever's fucking around, I am going to eat you! Get out here now!" She will say nothing else. She will wait.
As like Esme delivers such a bellowing demand, you see Oliver's face like twitch and change, like his like face of anguish and pain, and like don't, kind of like starts to move upwards, and he starts to like smile, almost like wildly, but kind of like unhinged, and like starts laughing, and you see like his face almost dim, like his entire face dim to a kind of like a rich purple, much like what's around his eyes. But for this a split second, Esme, because I'm assuming like you're in front, that kind of thing, like Esme sees it. There is a flash of what looks like a seeker's mask, but it's all purple with like weird indentations of like white lines on it, like over his face, and like it's kind of a case of like a rolling laugh, that kind of thing.
Can I?
Yeah. It's a case of declare a thing to do, and we'll leave it there. Like essentially, like you punch in what you'd like to do, and we'll do it, and then we're going to leave it there. That kind of thing.
I'm running to Kay.
That's fair. Yeah, he ain't moving.
Yeah, I'll go to Kay as well.
Yeah, no, he's just in the same like. Yeah, he's just like clipped into that old ground.
Esme, so hold on, is he is Oliver like off the ground?
No, he's got like one foot on the ground, that kind of thing.
And he's chained to the wall.
Yeah, he's chained to the trunk of this tree.
Yeah. Is his sword anywhere around?
No, you can't see it.
Oh, that's okay. Esme gets up as close as possible, and she's going to put her like claw hands on his shoulders and like push back against him.
Mm-hmm.
And like she's just really quiet. She's just let him go, leave him alone. And that's all she says.
Cool.
To her purple seeker face.
Yeah, the seeker face kind of like dissipates. Can I have a wisdom saving throw?
Guys, this is probably the best thing that's ever going to happen.
Oh.
Esme's head knocks back as if like she just got shot in the forehead, that kind of thing, and just like falls down onto the ground. Like essentially, it's like if she got smashed in the face so hard that she was like eyes closed, like just straight down onto her back, and she's not moving, guys. And we'll leave it there.
Can't believe I killed Esme.
Holy shit. Holy shit. How dare the next game be a week away? What? What am I supposed to do for the next 7 days?
Oh boy.
I mean, good game, guys. Well done.